Hello everyone, welcome back to my. Today we are learning design patterns. Let's start. What is design patterns? Design patterns are well provide solution for some specific problems. Now the question will arise: what kind of specific problems are we talking about? Let me give one example. Suppose if you want to create a class for which only one instance or one object of that class should be created, and that single object can be used by all the other classes in your application. The problem statement which we want to address, and this is the very well-known problem. Like we want only one object of our class should be created throughout our application, and all the classes in our application should use only that single object only. So that problem we can simply solve through the singleton design pattern. So as we all know, it's a very well-known uh, design pattern. Singleton design pattern is the best solution for such kind of problem. We need only one object should be created for our whole application, right? So every design pattern has some specification or some set of rules for solving some problem. So what are those specification, and you will see you will see later in the types of the uh, design pattern. So there are specific specifications for there for each type of design pattern, and if you want to implement such kind of design pattern, we need to follow those set of rules and those specifications. Yeah, so that is a basic definition of design. So let's move to the next. Now, design patterns in Java. So basically design patterns are independent of any programming language. You can apply it in any programming language, so it is independent. So is programming language independent strategy for solving the common object oriented design problems. So design patterns are basically used to solve the common object oriented design problems. So it is independent of any particular language, any particular platform. You can apply it in any object oriented programming language. That means design pattern represent an idea, not a particular implementation. So by using a design pattern, you can make your code more flexible, reusable, and maintainable. So it's the most important part because Java internally follows design patterns. So Java internally itself follows design patterns, and design pattern, your code will be more flexible, more easily you can change, more easily you can maintain, and more easily you can extend it. So to become perfect developer, you must know at least some popular design patterns to solve the day-to-day coding problems. So let's see the advantage of design patterns. Why we should use design pattern. First, as we discussed earlier also, it give you the more code flexible, usable, and maintainable. So the same here is there are reusable in multiple projects. They provide a solution that help to define the system architecture. They capture the software engineering experiences. They provide the transparency to the design of an application. They are well proved and testified solutions, since they have built upon the knowledge and experience of the expert software developers. And design pattern don't guarantee an absolute solution to a problem. They provide a clarity to the system architecture, and the possibility of building the better solutions. So these are the mainly advantages of design pattern. So it will provide a good transparency, flexibility, maintainability, reusability, extensibility. So all this benefit you will get if you are using a design pattern in your day-to-day coding practices. So these are the advantages of design patterns. Now, when so the main question arises, like when we should use the design pattern, right? So we must use the design pattern during the analysis and requirement phase of our software development life cycle. So design pattern is the analysis and the requirement phase of the SDLC, providing information based on the prior hands-on experiences. So suppose if you are trying to start writing some new project or some new application where you need to write certain classes, service classes, controller classes. So in the analysis phase only, with you need to analyze like what kind of requirement is there, and based on that which design patterns satisfy certain requirement. And at the time on in the analysis and requirement phase only, you need to finalize like okay, we this problem is solved by XYZ design pattern. So now we will use XYZ design patterns for our development. So in the requirement phase only, you need to finalize like which pattern you're going to use for your development. So and that it will become based on your prior hand-on experiences, and keep on learning the different design patterns. So basically, design patterns are categorized into two parts. One is core in terms of Java. One is a core Java or JSE design patterns, and second is JEE design patterns. So one is for core Java related design pattern. One is the Java enterprise level related design patterns. So here we will covering the uh, core Java related design patterns, and basically design patterns are divided into three types based on the problem they are addressing, at this which situation the problems are addressing. So first type is creational design pattern. So this is a core Java design pattern. In core Java, there are mainly three types of design pattern, which which we will see in future. But mostly they are creational design pattern, structural design pattern, and behavioral design pattern, which are subdivided into which are further divided into subparts, which we'll see in future. So first here we will see creational design pattern. So creational design patterns are the design patterns which we use when you're trying to create the object of certain classes. So how you want to create the object of classes? Like we have seen the problem previously, like we want to create the object of the class in such a way like only one object of the particular class will be available in our application, and all the other classes will use that same instance only. So that problem should be solved by singleton design pattern. So the problem which we addressing while creating some object of the class. So though to solve such kind of problem, we will use creational design patterns. So there are five types of creational design pattern. One is factory pattern, second is abstract factory, third is singleton, prototype, builder patterns. So these are the five creational design patterns in Java. Second is behavioral design pattern. So however however functionality, however classes should behave. So to define certain behavior, we have to use behavioral design patterns. So there are 7 to 8 different. They are further divided into 7 to 8 types, which is chain of responsibility pattern, command pattern, interpreter pattern, iterator pattern, mediator pattern, momentum pattern, observer pattern, state pattern, strategy pattern, template pattern, and visitor pattern. So these are the all these are the behavioral design pattern. And third is structural design pattern. So it is also further subdivided into adapter pattern, bridge pattern, uh, decorator, facade, proxy pattern, strategy pattern, and visitor pattern. So these are the different types of design patterns available in Java, and they are mainly categorized into three types: structural, behavioral, and creational, which are further subdivided into uh, depending upon some specific problem and set of rules they are addressing. So which we learn in future. So yeah, that's all for this video. So this is an introductory video for design patterns. If you like the video, please like the video and comment your favorite part, share with your friends, and subscribe to the channel for such kind of videos. Thank you.